Hello everybody, it's Lynn. Welcome. Today I thought I would show you how I go about working with our items from the Bargain Bead Box. And what I've done is I've opened the things that I think I might use. I'm going to just kind of fan over that so y'all can see. But obviously I want to use the carved rose that we got in the box, and I pulled out some other things that I think I will probably use, and I've also pulled some bindings from my stash, like wire guardians, crimp beads, that kind of thing. But we'll go through all this together, and I'll show you kind of how my mind works when it works. Okay, well, I'm using one of my magic rods to kind of put it together. That lets me see how it will look when I string it. So we have the bales that came in the box, and I've already attached one to our carved rose. But you see how it hangs down at the bottom like that, and I want it to hang, I don't want it to be offset from other beads. Like if I put one of these little these little spacers on, you'll see what I mean if I can hold on to it. You see how the bead sits way above, and I don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do is use two of these spacers to kind of lock it in place. See, like this, it'll sit on the spacers that way, and it won't be down on your wire when you string it. If you can see that, it'll be clearer when we get more beads on here. So what I'm going to do is lay this down, take a look at all my beads, and see what options I want to use. Now, I really love these crystals. So I think I'm going to start out with one of these on each side. And, everybody does this differently. So I just thought, maybe it might help someone or inspire someone if I kind of showed you guys what I wind up doing. And I put things together 3 and 4 times sometimes before I get it the way I want it. But I also want to use, let's see, I want to use a couple of these 10mm matte beads. And with them, I'm going to use the bead caps that we got and just put one on each side now. See how that's going to look. It's kind of hard to do this with the rod laying down, but I wanted it to lay down so y'all could see what I'm doing. Do the same thing on the other, and I want this one to be symmetrical, so I want the same thing on each side. And I've decided that I only want about 8 inches of beading, and I've cut a couple of pieces of chain to finish the necklace off with. Okay, I'm okay with that so far. Now I'm going to put another crystal on each side. These little guys are so sparkly, it's hard to see them sometimes. I hope y'all had a good weekend. It's rainy, rainy, rainy here today, but we need the rain so bad for, for crops and just, to lessen the fire possibility and all that. All right, I'm taking one of our English cut Kimbaba Jasper beads. I love these. I think they're so pretty. Okay, I'm liking that so far. My lighting is just really bad today. I don't know, probably because it's so cloudy, but I want you guys to be able to see. I think I'm going to put on another crystal and then another one of the matte beads. I know it's not fun to watch somebody do this, but I kind of wanted you to follow along my train of thought, so y'all can see where my craziness comes in. Okay, I'm going to do another one of the matte 10 millimeters. Okay. Yep, that's good. And then I think I'm gonna just be a little bit shocking and put on one of the agate, one of these orange beads, just to see how it looks with these beads, just to give us a different look. You don't need a whole lot of a color, but you do want a pop of some kind, so that's why I thought, you know, I don't like that. I'm gonna put another crystal on each side. Well, all right, let's see how it looks now. To me, that looks a lot better, and it makes that bead stand out more. Okay, now just imagine, yeah. Then another crystal on each side. Okay. All right, crystal, where is the hole? These are so sparkly it fools your eye. Okay, there. And then another English cut. That might be getting close to the length I want to make this. I wanted to make about 8 inches, but I'm going to put these links on before I put the chain on. So let's see how long it's going to be. I think this is about it. That's just about perfect. I wanted 8 inches. This will be 8 1/4. All right, so here we have our stringing done. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut myself a piece of wire and go ahead and string these on to my wire, and then I'll be back and show you what I'm going to do with the chain. Okay? All right, be back shortly. Okay, y'all, I have these on a beading wire now. And what I did on this side, and I'll show you on that side, is I put a wire guardian, and I went ahead and put my link directly onto the wire guardian. So that's one less jump ring that you have to worry about being secure. The other thing I want to caution you about, I almost did this, is to make sure that everything faces the right way, because there are fronts to your links and to your rows. So you want to make sure that, you know, when you add the chain, it's going to be facing the right way. I almost messed up, so that's why I wanted to just mention it to you. So I have my wire guardian on and my crimp bead on, so I'm going to go ahead and crimp it and put a crimp cover on. And these are things from my stash. If you don't have crimp guards, or you don't have wire guardians, that's perfectly okay. You can just, you know, just use your beading wire as, you know, your ending. I mean, that's okay. It's acceptable. Okay, cut that excess wire off. Okay, now I just want to put a crimp cover on here, so I'm going to wrestle with this little thing. They can be difficult sometimes, and these are so small they barely fit over these crimp beads. Matter of fact, this one's going to give me a hard time. I'm going to see if I can get that crimp bead a little smaller. I think it wants to turn. Okay, that should be better. See how tiny these crimp covers are? These are the only ones I have in this color, so I got to make them work. It worked on the other end, so it will work on this one. It's just going to be tight, but we'll get it. I wind up turning these things every which way but loose just to get them rounded like I want them and try to hide that seam as best I can. That's pretty good. Okay, now all we have to do is add our chain. So let me turn this around like so. Here's our beaded portion, which I'm very happy with. Okay, why are you? Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, now I did cut a couple of pieces of chain that we got in the box, and I'm planning to use this toggle. Okay, so I just need some small jump rings to attach. And I think I have some right here. Yep, those will work. Grab the right kind of pliers. Just open our jump ring, put that chain on. I think it's going to be big enough jump ring. Just twist it like so. Put it right there, and then put our chain on. And make sure you close it real good. And if you're wondering why I don't bead all the way around the piece, it's a matter of personal taste. I don't like heavy jewelry, and I feel like a lot of beads, I mean, you know, beading the entire necklace makes it heavy, and I mean, you know, it's just, like I said, it's personal taste. Oh, there goes my phone. I should turn it off to do this, I guess, but, you know, I don't because I have family, and if they ever need me, I want to be available, kind of thing. Okay, come on. There we go. Got those on there. Close this up real good, and all we'll have to do is put a clasp on it. All right. So let's see. I think we can use these same jump rings to attach that. There we go. The clasp is the same on both sides, so you don't have to worry about getting it facing the right way. I do want to make a pair of earrings and a bracelet to go with this, but I'll look at the length of the video and see how long it is. I might do those in a different video just to keep them short enough. Okay, y'all. Well, here we have our necklace. I hope you guys like this. Um, obviously, your choice. You can do yours the way you want it. But I think we have enough beads here to give us, excuse me, to give us a pretty front to the necklace. And of course, like I said, you use however many you want. I do kind of like these beads in there. It just gives it that little pop. And then I love the fact that these worked to hold that pendant, you know, off the wire and make it look like it just flows better instead of hanging separate. So I still have several. I have 6 of the matte beads left. most of the English cut and most of these. However, I used all of the bead caps except for 2. Okay, so for our bracelet, I'm going to use one of the Z agate beads for the center part of the bracelet. So I think that would really add some interest. And then I'm also going to use these for the earrings. I pulled out some antique bronze ear wires out of my stash, and I'm going to have to play with those a little bit because I haven't done anything. So I think I'll do another video with the bracelet and the earrings to go with this pendant. So all right, you guys, well, I'm going to let that be it for this video, and then like I said, I'll come back and do a short video for the bracelet and the earrings, just so you can see what I came up with. I know y'all come up with some beautiful things yourself, so you know, it's a fun box. If you're not familiar with Bargain Bead Box, it's a monthly subscription, and you get oh, you get so much in it. This is not even all of the beads that came in that. There, I have a whole bunch of them that are not even used at all, and it gets sent right to your door for $24.99 a month. And this particular shipment was valued at $86.80. You can see that right there. And you know, for $24.99, I just don't think you can beat it, because that does include the shipping. And then you know, you also get this list that tells you all about what you have and what the retail value of it is. But I've also learned a lot from this box. I had never heard of Kimbaba Jasper, and I certainly don't believe I've ever seen any. To me, if I just had seen this before, I would have thought, oh, that's you know, a totally different stone. I mean, it reminds me of my mind went blank. Oh shoot. Well, anyway, if you're not familiar with all of these exotic stones, you do learn a lot. So, all right, you guys. Well, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to come back and visit us on our next video. But in the meantime, you guys take really good care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.